Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you are doing well, you and your loved ones. I am Travis, and welcome to the IPH Theory. Not only that, I am one half of the Cultural Discussions. Please like, follow, and subscribe to both entertainment channels on YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a very insightful lady who I'm getting ready to give a review and I want to expand on. Her name is Debbie Chavez, and she has a a piece on YouTube called Words You Should Never Say to Your Husband. And I think her channel is called The Squadron of Sisters. But yes, we're getting ready to review the things that you should not say to your husband. Now, I am not a husband, but I'm still a man. Just because somebody's a husband and somebody is a boyfriend or a fiance or a single, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't say this shit to him. Miss Debbie, let us review.
You may not realize it, but your husband and my husband are probably both very insecure. My husband has confessed to me that he feels like a failure almost all the time, and that he believes most men struggle with the same thing. And I believe he's right, because I've interviewed many other male authors, and they say that most men struggle with this feeling like, man, I'm going to be discovered as a failure, and they're trying to, battle the world, and the world's saying, hey, you're not good enough, if you can't dunk like LeBron James, and if you're not driving a Mercedes or a Porsche or whatever, you're just not good enough. You don't have a big enough house for your family, you don't make enough money, you're not respected enough at the job, why are you at this level of a job when there are other people who've made it to manager and you have not? And I mean, your man is being told all day long in subtle and not so subtle ways that he is not measuring up, that he is a failure. And the last thing he needs is to come home to the one place where he should feel lifted up and feel like he's also disappointing you, that you also believe he's a failure.
Wow, she has said a lot. We haven't even got to her things or her words not to say to a man, but it's true. As a man, you always feel like you can do more. You're really never satisfied. It's like, have I made enough money? No. It's my body the way I want it to be. It's my mind. Like she said, if you're not dunking like LeBron, if you're not jumping from the free throw line, if you're not the head CEO of this Fortune 500 company, or are you a successful entrepreneur? It's like us men are always in competition with self and with the world, because the world is a big competition. And don't get me wrong, ladies, you all compete too. And you guys' mind, are you pretty enough? Are you smart enough? Are you intelligent enough? Are you worthy enough? So we all have these mental battles that we all have to get through. But Miss Debbie so far is right. A lot of us men do feel like failures. You know, Even if you have a million, $2, $3 million, you're gonna find something else about yourself that you think that needs to improve. And don't get me wrong, life is ever changing, so we have to improve and we must adapt. But let us continue.
Maybe this is why God had to instruct wives very clearly in Ephesians 5:33, the wife must respect her husband. Yeah, the wife must respect her husband. Your husband cannot tolerate one more person, especially the person that's supposed to be for him, pointing out how he's letting you down, how he's a failure. Now, I'm not saying that if he's sinning against you that you should just turn a blind eye. But even then, you can respectfully confront, you can respectfully, lovingly say, we need to do something about this. All this being said, I want to give you a list of some words that should never come out of your mouth when you're talking to your husband. I mean, really, these words should never be said because they're hurtful. They tear down your husband. They're not constructive at all. So here are the things you should never say. You always fill in the blank, and it's a complaint. You always come home late. You always forget to take out the garbage. You always do. Do you see how that's just, it tears him down? He doesn't always, but you're making this sweeping generalization about his character. Same thing. You never remember, to come home on time. You never go to church with us. You never bring me flowers. You never, da, 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 da. See how, again, it's like a sweeping generalization indicting his character. Another one. Why don't you ever? See these words like never and ever and always? They're just sweeping condemnation kind of statements against your husband. Here's another one. I feel like your mother. And it's usually said just about like that, right? I feel like your mother. Ugh, how degrading is that? Or if people only knew what you were really like.
She's absolutely right. We've all been through it where somebody would just generalize our character. You can literally pick somebody up and take them to work 5 times in a row. The next 10 times that you don't do it, or you don't want to do it, or you don't have time to do it, all of a sudden, oh, you don't ever do what I need you to do. You don't never help me. It's like, wow, you have short-term memory of all the things that I've done in the past. You can't use words like never. You never do this. Oh, you always do this. Like, no, I don't always do this. That is wrong. You cannot generalize somebody's character just because you are upset with them in that moment. Let us continue.
Is that really building up your husband? I mean, even if there are some problems going on, is that the right thing to say to him? No. How about this one? You don't make enough money. Again, a man is deeply tied to his job and knows he should be the provider, and unless he's just sitting on the couch and refusing to work at all, running him down for not making enough money, not a good thing. Here's another one you should never say. How many times do I have to tell you? That sounds like you're scolding a 3-year-old, doesn't it? Not good. Here's another one. That's not the right way to do it. Again, like you're treating him like he's 3 and you're the teacher and you're telling him how to do things. Or, here's some things just to never ever say. I don't need you. Or, you're a jerk. Or how about this one? I'll never be able to trust you. You might not be able to trust him right now, and maybe for good reason, but to say, I'll never be able to trust you, do you see how all these things just tear your man down? Don't ever say those things. If you need to confront him on something, do it, but do it respectfully and lovingly, and don't tear down your husband. He already struggles with feeling like a failure.
She is on point. These are words that you don't say to men. Don't belittle him about his finances. Don't belittle him about his performance in the bedroom. Talk to him about it if he was off that day. Those words like, oh, you always do this or you never do that. You cannot say those types of words to men, especially if you love him. You are supposed to respect the man that you love. Hey, Miss Debbie, you keep this great information and this great content coming. This video shows that it was from 10 years ago, but this video applies to these day and times. Back then, present, and in the future. Don't say those words to a man. Not only that, a good man that you love. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Travis. Welcome to the IPH Theory. I appreciate you being here. Please follow. Have a great day.